Hello dear students, in today's class we are going to discuss about comparison of business, profession and employment. I will give you an example. On the basis of that you will remember what are the differences between these three things. Okay. First of all, if you are having your own shop or your own factory where you are producing the goods or you are purchasing from somebody else and you are selling, you are the decision maker in that particular firm. That particular thing is called as business, means you are the whole and soul of that particular firm. And what do you mean by profession? If you are running your firm as a CA or as a lawyer or you are a doctor and you are having your own clinic, then you will be called as professional. And what do you mean by employment? You have completed your education and joined some company or you have joined some college as a teacher, you have joined bank as an accountant, then you will be called as a employee. Okay, these are the three important economic activities. Under economic activities, these are the three important roles should be played. Okay, then what are the differences? The differences are based on mode of establishment, nature of work, qualification, reward or return, capital investment, risk and transfer of interest, code of conduct and examples. These are the 9 bases on the basis of which you can compare these three economic activities. Then first of all, I have given the example. Just think how the business is established. In case of business, the decision is taken by the entrepreneur. The decision will be taken by the entrepreneur and some legal formalities are there. Basic legal formalities are there. The entrepreneur should fulfill those legal formalities and he can start his own business. This is in case of business. In case of profession, for example, if you want to become a CA, you have to clear those exams and you should become the member of Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. ICAI means Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. You should become member of that particular body, okay, that particular institution. That is must in case of profession. You should become the member of professional body. Then you can start a profession. Then employment. In case of employment, you will get a service. You will get a appointment letter and you will get a service letter. On the basis of that, you can join that particular firm and you can start doing work. Okay. Then next, nature of work. What is the nature of work to be done under employment, business and profession? You know that in case of business, the businessman, he may be producing the goods or he may be providing the goods to the society. So here, what is his work? His work is provision of goods and services to the society, to the public. Businessman may be providing the goods or rendering the services to the society based on nature of the business. Goods and services, providing goods and services to the public. It is the nature of work. In case of profession, only services. Professionals like CA. CA is not selling any goods. If he is having his own factory, that is a different story. But as a CA, he is rendering the services. Lawyer is rendering the services to the society. Doctor is also rendering the services to the society. Rendering of personalized expert services. What he does here? Rendering expertise services to the society. In case of employment, employee does only the work which is assigned by the employer. He is not taking any decisions. He will do only the work which is assigned by employer. He is boss. Understood? Then, so profession, performing work as per the service contract or rules of services. What do you mean by this? It means that the employer assigns some work that should be done by that employee, nothing else. Then, qualification. Tell me, if you want to start a business, what is the basic or the minimum qualification you should have? Nothing, right? There is no minimum qualification in case of business. You can start your business even if you are illiterate. Okay, if you are an illiterate, then also you can start your own business if you are having that knowledge about business, right? No minimum qualification is necessary. In case of profession, the qualification matters a lot. if you cannot if you are not having the qualification, you cannot start the profession. For example, if you are not qualified the exams conducted by the ICAI, you cannot become a CA. And in case of doctor, you have not completed those particular qualifications, MBBS or any Ayurvedic or any homeopathic doctors, they must have those particular degrees. Otherwise they cannot start, right? Then in case of employment also, performing work as per service contract or rules, for this also qualification and training as prescribed by the employer. Means for a specific role they will give you specific qualifications or requirement. For example, if you want to teach for schools, different qualification is required. If you want to start your career as a professor, you need different qualifications. Understood? So qualification in case of business is no minimum qualification. In case of profession, qualification, expertise and training, all the three things are required in case of profession. Okay, then in case of employment, qualification and training as prescribed by the employer. Who is the employer here? Employer is the person who is giving us the work or job. For example, company is employer which is giving us job, or if I am joining a college, that particular college is an employer and I am employee there. Okay, then what are the rewards or returns you are getting? If you are doing the business, profit is your return. Understood? You are earning the profit. And if you are working as a doctor or CA, then those fees, professional fees will be your return. And in case of employment, salary is your return. Understood? In case of business, profit is your reward. In case of professions like doctor or CA, professional fees is reward. In case of employment, salary is reward. Then the next point is capital investment. On the basis of capital investment, how we can bifurcate business, profession and employment. Capital investment in case of business is based on the size and nature of business. What do you mean by this? If you want to start a small scale business, you need less capital. If you want to start a large scale business, you need more capital. And nature means what? If you want to start a business where you are doing your own production, you want to purchase plant, machinery and everything, so you have to invest more. And in case of reselling or you are purchasing from somebody else and you are doing just retailing, then you need less capital. This is in case of business. And what is in case of profession? In case of profession, you need more qualification. In case of qualification, you need more qualifications. You must complete CA or MBBS, all those things. But when it comes to capital, capital required is less compared to business. You need a minimum capital to start your profession, like you should take a office on rented basis or a room for cleaning on rented basis, right? These are the capital investment. Means minimum capital investment required, limited capital needed for establishment of business. In case of employment, you are doing job under somebody else, no need of capital here. The employer is doing capital investment, you are just doing to the company, you are just going to the company and you are working under any employer. And next point is risk. On the basis of risk, how we can compare business, profession and employment. Risk in case of business is very high. Yes or no? You are investing your own capital, you are taking all the decisions, so the risk is very high. The return is uncertain here. Okay, the profit are uncertain and irregular. Risk is present. Risk is present here, or we can say risk is high, because we are investing our money, we are investing our time, but profit is uncertain. That's why risk is present. In case of profession, risk is less. Why? Because if somebody is taking your services or somebody is enjoying your services, they will pay fees. The risk is less compared to business. Fee is generally regular and certain. Some risk is there. For example, somebody may not give fees, that is the risk present here. And in case of employment, risk is nil, or we can say risk is not present here. Why? Because you'll get the salary on a fixed date or on regular basis. Salary is usually regular. The employer will give you salary for fixed or on the basis of fixed amount, and on fixed date he will give you salary. Then what is the next point? Transfer of interest. Can you transfer your business to somebody else? Can you transfer your profession to somebody else? Can you transfer your employment to somebody else? This is called as transfer of interest. So in case of business, transfer possible with some formalities. For example, if you have your own business with some legal formalities, you can transfer your business to somebody else. You can give the ownership of that business. You can sell your company to somebody else. But in case of profession, if I am working as a CA, I cannot transfer that profession to somebody else because he has to pursue that qualification. He should have that qualification. Otherwise, I cannot transfer my responsibility to somebody else. So in case of profession, the transfer of interest is not possible. In case of employment also, if I am working as a commerce professor, I cannot transfer my employment to somebody else because it is not possible. Why? Because the person, the employer who is giving me the employment, he is responsible to give that employment to somebody else, or he should do the work. I cannot transfer my interest to somebody else. Then next one is code of conduct. Code of conduct means what? What are the rules and regulations to be followed under business, profession and commerce? In case of business, what are the rules and regulations? In case of what do you mean by code of conduct? Rules and regulations you have to remember. No code of conduct is prescribed. Actually, in case of business, you are the boss. So there is no code of conduct or rules or regulations. But discipline is must. Otherwise, business person will face the loss or face the difficulties. He will undergo through the difficulties in future if he is not disciplined. But code of conduct, like in case of this particular business, like jewelry business, or in case of grocery shop, these are the code of conduct like this. In return, anything is not there in case of business. But in case of profession, the code of conduct, professional code of conduct to be followed. The doctor should be like this, the CA should be like this. The code of conduct is given in case of profession. In case of employment also, norms of behavior laid down by the employer are to be followed. How the person should behave. Code of conduct means what? Rules and regulations, how the person should behave. If I am a teacher, I should behave in a certain manner. It is must. If I am a CA, I am a professional, I should follow this code of conduct. I should behave in a certain manner. But if I am running a business, this is my shop, I can frame my rules and regulations, I can behave in my own way, right? These are the differences. Then, what are the examples? You can write any example here. In case of business, shop and factory, right? In case of business, shop and factory. In case of professions, legal professionals means lawyers, medical professionals means doctors, and chartered accountants. These are the examples you can write. And in case of employment means what? Jobs in banks, insurance companies, government. You can write other examples also. No compulsion that you should write examples which are given in the textbook or notes. Okay. Now, very easy. Business, profession and commerce. Business means what? You are having your own business. Profession means what? You are working as a CA or doctor. Employment means what? You are working under somebody else as an accountant or as a teacher. As a if you are working as somebody who are working under somebody else. Okay. The examples are accountant, teacher, or you are doing the job of a computer operator. All these are the examples. Okay. So these are the differences between business, profession and commerce. Thank you.